This server has over 100 players online daily, which is an impressive feat for a server that's only 4 months old. Welcome to the server review series, where we dive into servers and rate them on 5 key elements: gameplay quality, community and moderation, performance, visual design, and replayability. So let's jump right in. So where do I start with Otter SMP? Firstly, it was released on August 1st, 2024, and the owner Jasmine actually built the server with the aim to build a friendly community with a plethora of different content for the community to enjoy. The server really prides itself on being a server that you can play on your own or with friends, or just make some friends along the way. This community is super friendly and welcoming, and it's quite refreshing, unlike my last attempt at small talk, which got me ghosted in my own mirror. Before we get into the rest of the video though, if you do enjoy it, make sure that you like and subscribe. It's free and it helps the channel grow. And let's be completely honest, I need some numbers in my life to look impressive because my family aren't going to be proud of me otherwise. But anyway, enough of that. Let's get into the first point, which is the gameplay quality. Overall, the gameplay quality is really smooth and I had so many features that I really enjoyed. The gameplay is polished and seamless. I honestly kind of felt bad for logging on. I feel like I was kind of lowering the IQ of the overall player base just being on the server. Obviously, I'm joking. The server itself is incredible and the player base seems really friendly. There's so many different features that I really enjoyed about the server. They were able to quick sell during a shop, but they had boosted items so you could sell these at a higher price. There's also a limited time shop rotation, which is also a really nice feature. And there's also monthly leaderboards where you could earn rewards. And these weren't just things that you could donate for. These were several little things like, for example, fishing, who had the most fishing XP, things like that. And you got different rewards for it that actually felt like they were worth challenging on these leaderboards for. I think the server introduction was also really nice. I will say it was slightly laggy on my end. That might have been down to the fact that I had a bit of high ping. My internet wasn't doing the best at the time. But also this could be a contribution of the server having so many players because it's grown so quickly. I know that they've currently, well, quite recently at least, upgraded the hardware because they weren't expecting this many players to come in, which is a great sign to show that the server is willing to spend money to improve its actual community quality and the server performance, which we'll get into at a later stage. Overall, the server store was also really reasonably priced. There are a few things that I thought might have been a little bit expensive, but at the end of the day, these are all cosmetics. But considering that I used to spend hundreds of pounds on CSGO skins, then, you know, you can imagine that if I played here full time, I probably wouldn't have a bank account anymore. Like, honestly, I would probably spend enough to get an alert from my bank account that I might have had my card stolen. Another thing that was really nice was the crate animation. I haven't seen something this unique before, and it actually really caught my eye. And as much as it took a while to open up these crates, it also made each crate feel quite unique and interesting. There was also llama party events, which these are activated off of voting for. And this is a really unique way of getting your players to all come together and actually, well, beat the shit out of a llama. You know, who doesn't want to come together and punch something as a group? It's entertaining to do, and you can all get good rewards. There are also some dungeons, classes, and skills. I'm not going to go into too much detail on these. You guys are going to have to join the server to really understand what it's about. But the dungeons itself are really cool. I also know that they're adding in a new dungeon in the next few weeks, and content is constantly being added to keep the server fresh. The rewards from these dungeons, by the way, are incredible. Like, I don't know how the economy's stable. I went into a dungeon for about 10 minutes and I came out feeling like a new man. These might have also been rewards from other things, but from my knowledge, those rewards are insane. There's also custom world generation, which I'm going to include here and not in visual design because it's insane. Like, I don't even know what mod they've used or what plugin they've used for this world generation, but it looks incredible. And if you guys aren't interested in the server overall, I encourage you to just join it just to experience the world generation. It is awesome, and I can't even get my words out. That's how good the world generation is. I'm just looking at clips of it, and my brain is exploding. Overall, with the amount of content that's in the server and the gameplay quality, and just in general, because I can see how much content that they're going to be pushing in with constant updates, and the fact that this server is 4 months old, I can't get my head around that. Gameplay quality for me, 100% a 10 out of 10. This server is incredible, and I encourage you guys to go and play it now. You guys have to experience this. It's so fun, and I can't get my head around how much content's in this server. And the fact that they're looking at adding quests, you can find NPCs for these quests. Once those are in, I genuinely think I might play here every single day for the rest of my life because I've got nothing better to do. Okay, on to the next section, community and moderation. Now, this community is one of the most friendly communities I've ever been in, and the fact that it's as big as it is actually a testament to how well the staff team have done here. I know that Jasmine actually formed the community because she was in a toxic server before, and credit to her for actually going out and making something that's so much better. This has got to be one of the nicest staff teams I've ever met, and the fact that I opened a ticket and just asked a few questions to find out more about the community before doing this review, and they were so open to allowing me to do so, is also a really, really nice touch. They're aware of the fact that they're a new community and they're going to have growing pains, and being self-aware of that is a key part of having a good community. Overall, I'm going to give the community and moderation a 10 because the fact that they're managing this player and still keeping a friendly community is so impressive to me. And yeah, well done. So on to performance. And this is where you might think the server would struggle. And in some regards, it might because the server's constantly growing. They have gone out and recently got a new hardware because the current hardware that they had couldn't deal with the amount of players they had because they must have not been expecting the server to grow as much as it had. But they've sorted those issues. Now, the only thing I had was that the intro was slightly laggy, and I had it before a few weeks ago when I found the server, and it wasn't laggy at all. I'm going to say that I was probably down to my ping because my internet was a little bit, well, shit at the time. But overall, the performance of the server is solid. I was running around. I wasn't having any issues with lagging on breaking blocks or lagging backwards with rubber banding. The view distance was also quite reasonably high, which I was quite shocked about for a server of its size. So I've got to say, performance as well is getting a 10. The fact that the server's aware, the fact that they need to upgrade their hardware to maintain the amount of players that they've got is something that you'd be shocked how many servers don't recognize. So big credit to them. And yeah, 10 out of 10. Okay, so let's go and look at visual design. First of all, I haven't included the fact that they've got loads of custom biomes and world generation in visual design. Visual design to me is more the builds around the place and the actual texture pack. Now, I have to say the builds are incredible. If you put me in a building competition, I would quite literally build a dirt house and think that that could win because I have no creative energy inside of me. There's a reason why I work on the back end of code when I work in my job. So looking at the actual server itself as a whole visual design point, it's incredible. It's really nice. I would like a little bit more customization here and there. I'm not a massive fan of pink. There was a bit of pink, but that's where the server has its personality. I think the scoreboard on the right-hand side being there at all times is a nice touch. It lets you see what's going on and also lets you see your statistics. And overall, I think the server's beautiful. Some of the cosmetics they've got and the furniture is incredible. And the little attention to detail is just phenomenal. And the fact that I know that most of these are actually custom made is just another nice little touch. There's a few things that they made where it feels like they slightly come outside of the block size, which is perfectly fine. But overall, I really like the visual design. But just for a few little things I think I would change, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. But this is completely personal preference and not a knock on the server at all. It's just the fact that I'm a bit of a picky bitch. So what can I say? But yeah, 9 out of 10. Visual design, phenomenal. Otter, take your hat off. You guys have done incredible. Now, going on to replayability is where this server really stands out to me. The fact that I see so much new content coming in every single day is incredible. And the fact that you actually have a say in what comes in is another nice touch. Overall, the server is full of content, which I was not expecting it to have this much content when I came across it. And the fact the server's only 4 months old just is a massive testament to how much content is in such a small period of time. The fact that they're constantly adding dungeons, and instead of doing a let's add all the dungeons at once and they're just drip feeding them in, it's a nice touch. It means that people can look forward to the next bit of content and they can slowly drip feed this content in, which makes it easier for the developers to not feel under pressure, which is just an incredible touch. And just hats off to how they manage the server. That's incredible. As somebody that's been on the dev and ownership side, they're both stressful positions. You guys have found a good balance. But overall, the replayability, there's so much content, the survival world elements, the stores, the quests that are going to be coming. I just can't really see myself ever being bored if I played here. And yeah, for that, replayability is going to get a 10. So overall, Otter SMP is one of the best servers out there. And for somebody that is looking for a new server to try out with a really friendly community, I definitely recommend it. If you add all of the scores together, overall the server gets a 9.8, which is a great rating and the highest one that I've actually given on the channel so far. Overall, I really do think the server could be something special, and it already is, but only time will tell. I think the biggest question mark around Otter is the fact that it is so new. Now, that may be a negative to some or a positive to others, but for somebody that's looking for a long-term server that you know is going to be around in 2 years' time, it might be a question mark. The community was around beforehand under a different name, but who's to say there's not a rebrand in 4 months' time? We can't really predict these things. But as long as the server stays as popular as it is, then why would the server ever change? Overall, I think the content and the overall balance of the server is incredible, and I just have to say congrats to them, because to have a server that's this well fleshed out with such a nice community, with it only being 4 months old, is just incredible. And to be honest, I've not seen a server go like this before without being backed by a big creator or funded by a billionaire. Not that I know much about Jasmine herself. She could be a massive Twitch streamer for all I know, but from what I can tell, the server itself has just been grown on people that have wanted to have a friendly community, and they've come together and grown this into something really special. And that's what makes Otter SMP such a nice server to go to. So I definitely recommend you go there. But anyway, that is the server review. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you guys have enjoyed it, make sure you drop a like and subscribe, and stay tuned for any other server reviews that will be coming on the channel very soon. This server is also very Christmassy, so enjoy the Christmas period. There will be another video before then, but still, hope you guys are enjoying it. And yeah, enjoy the server over Christmas, guys. Peace out.